Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. We're jumping right back into the Bhagavad Gita. Last time we left Arjuna right at this peak of inner turmoil in verses 41 to 45 of chapter 1.
Yeah.
Overcome with sorrow, questioning everything. So today our mission is to unpack the next two verses, 46 and 47. This is really where Arjuna's despair hits rock bottom, and it sets up everything that follows. It's not just ancient history, right? It's about human choices under, immense pressure. Okay, let's get into it.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is that these two verses, they wrap up chapter 1, but more importantly, they are the absolute trigger for the wisdom Krishna is about to share. We're essentially witnessing Arjuna's complete surrender, a kind of capitulation.
Okay, so let's dive into Shloka 46 first, verse 46. The core message here is pretty striking. Arjuna basically says, look, I'd rather the Kauravas kill me right here, unarmed, not fighting back, than fight them. He actually prefers being killed over fighting.
Yeah. And the deeper meaning, the tatparya, it goes beyond just not wanting to fight. This is the absolute climax of everything boiling up inside him. The compassion, the confusion, the mental conflict. It's extreme. Think about a moment when you were just so overwhelmed by something you felt like, I just want this to stop, whatever it takes. That's the kind of place Arjuna is in.
So it's the peak of his inner struggle.
Yeah.
But how is this different from just, say, a soldier being afraid? What makes this state so significant in the Gita's context?
That's a really important question. Normal fear, battlefield fear, it's often about survival, right? Fear of getting hurt, fear of losing. Arjuna's state is different. His compassion is overwhelming him, compassion for his own family, his teachers, the very people he's supposed to kill. His confusion isn't battlefield strategy. It's about dharma. Is this war righteous if it means killing loved ones? He sees no good outcome. No victory seems worth that price. So he'd rather be the sacrifice himself than cause that suffering. It's a profound ethical paralysis, not just a lack of courage.
Right, an ethical paralysis, that makes sense. And that state, that preference for passive defeat, it leads directly into Shloka 47. This is where Sanjaya, who's narrating, describes Arjuna's actions. He says, right after speaking, Arjuna just sits down in the chariot, puts aside his bow, his arrows, his mind totally overcome with sorrow.
The physical act. And the tatparya here, the significance of verse 47 is huge. It officially ends chapter 1. Arjuna is now, completely distraught. He's utterly abandoned his resolve. He's laid down his weapons, symbolically and literally.
So putting down the bow, the Gandiva,
Yeah.
it's more than just stopping the fight.
Oh, absolutely. If we look at the bigger picture, this specific action, this moment, it's the necessary precursor for Krishna's teachings in chapter 2. It's the breaking point that creates the opening. Often, in spiritual terms, weapons can symbolize our ego, our fixed ideas, our sense of control. By putting down his bow, Arjuna is, in a way, surrendering those things. He's relinquishing his old way of thinking because it's failed him. It creates this void, this desperation for a different kind of answer, a higher wisdom, which is exactly what Krishna provides. It really makes you think, what happens when we hit our breaking points, when we're forced to confront things?
That's a really powerful way to look at it. So the aha moment here is seeing Arjuna's transformation, not from warrior to coward, but from warrior to someone utterly broken by ethical conflict. He lays down his arms because he's reached a dead end internally. He's ready, maybe even desperate for a new perspective.
Precisely. And maybe a final thought for you, listening. Arjuna putting down his weapons isn't the end. It's the essential beginning for real wisdom to flow in. So consider this. What difficult weapons, maybe they're old beliefs, ingrained habits, stubborn viewpoints, what might you need to lay down before you can truly open yourself up to new insights or guidance in your own life?
Something to definitely reflect on. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive, exploring Arjuna's profound moment of doubt and what it takes to seek deeper truths.